Welcome back to Politics Tonight, and I'm being joined now by the governorship candidate of the African Action Alliance, Kene-Ogbodo. Politics. We're talking about politics in Enugu State, Southeast Nigeria. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much.
All right. It's less than 39 days to the conduct of the 2023 election. How is the preparation going for your party?
Thank you for that question. I think the preparation for our party is going well. We have been working since the primaries, doing some underground jobs, galvanizing people, and trying to get people on board. Obviously, we have a different strategy for our election, and we have been working. We recently launched our town hall meeting when we unveiled our manifesto, and we have kickstarted the campaign, and we're going to take it to the streets to be able to galvanize the people of Enugu and tell them the importance of maybe changing hands from the People's Democratic Party to a party that can salvage the people from the mess that the PDP has caused in the state.
You're still talking about preparation. How ready is your party for the election proper, given that the AAC is not one of the big parties in the country?
Yes, I agree with you. AAC is not one of the big parties in the country, but what makes the big party is the people that makes the big party. There is too much suffering in the land. There is people are dying and languishing in abject poverty of the mind, the body, and the pocket. So it depends on whether the people realize what is going on and they want to shift. They can make our the biggest party in Nigeria that we are sending out to for Enugu people. So if they get the message, that is fine and good. But if they don't get the message, if they want to continue to do what they are doing, continue to stay with the people that has been that has plunged the economy of Enugu State and Nigeria, they can continue to do that, and we continue to suffer. So our party is actually maybe getting into the mainstream in the media, in the streets, and we are building and galvanizing people, building structure all over the country.
Yeah, because you say people make big parties. So what surprises should we expect from your party regarding the elections?
Come again?
What surprises should we expect from your party regarding the elections?
The surprises?
Yes.
It's not about surprises. You don't win an election by surprises. It's not like maybe a gift you want to give to people. It's about the strategy that we have. It's about galvanizing the people coming on our own side, and they understand that we, African Action Congress, is the party that will salvage the Nigerians. It's the party that puts the people first. Not the parties of hijackers, not the parties of cronies, not the everyday politicians that belongs to all those older parties. We are not out of touch, because those of us in African Action Congress, we learn things different. We're totally from different people from whether it is PDP, APC, and the Labour Party, or APGA, or whatever you call them. They are the same recycled people, but we are coming to salvage the people of Nigeria because our people need a better life. They need a decent life so that the causes, the issues of happening in the state, in the country, the issue of insecurity, the issue of poverty, the issue of hopelessness, the issue of healthcare, the issue of technological problems, the issue of infrastructures can be tackled head on.
When I say surprises, I'm talking about the fact that many Nigerians are looking forward to a third force taking over from the likes of the APC, the PDP. Are you saying your party is not yet ready for that?
When we talk about this third force, it is something of a perception. Yes, people are expecting a third force taking over our party. Is ever ready for anything, but it depends on the people as well. Obviously, the narratives and the things are changing in the polity. Before, it used to just be maybe two-party system, APC and PDP. But the things have changed and things are shifting. Our party is ever ready. Our party want to be in the forefront, and our party is galvanizing. So it's not about, like I said, it's not about surprises, because politics is not about surprises. It's about permutations, how it works and how it pans out. What does people want? What does people like? Who do they like? A lot of people on the street, if you meet them, they will tell you that this 2023 is not about party, but it's about individuals. It's about people who have the capacity.
Mr. Ring?
The job.
All right. You call yourself a better option for Enugu State. Tell us more about your 5-point agenda.
Yes, our 5-point agenda is something that we call we target hope, training and prosperity. Prosperity is the P, which is we want to spread the wealth, not maybe keeping it into the hands into few people. We want to make sure that from 1st June 2023, if we win the election, we start paying 50,000 minimum wage. That is what I'm assuring people of Enugu State that and from the 50,000 minimum wage, we want to get it to 100,000 within a 4 years period. We want to start testing the workers from 50,000. And they can't be done because the money is there. Don't take it from anybody who's going to tell you that there's no money. They have to E. E is education. We want to educate people in primary school, be able to give grants and loans so that people can have a less burden of what they do. From a typical remote village where there is no pipe or no electricity, far right and the far end, I also have stayed in a mega city forever and I have experienced a lot of things. Then we're going to go to S, which is the security. We want to give good security because when you tackle the issue of healthcare, you give people healthcare and you guarantee that they can actually go to hospital without maybe being overcharged and the facilities are there. Create opportunities that is for everybody. Then you give quality education. Then the menace in terms of the bad securities will start coming down because a lot of people who are in abject poverty are taking succor in insecurities and they're causing menace and they're becoming hoodlums, unknown gunmen or whether you call it hanging as if to say maybe they are people of members of IPOP. So we don't even know who is IPOP and who is not IPOP. We don't know who is Oduduwa or who is Yoruba Nation's agitation. We don't know who is herdsmen and who is not herdsmen. So because of poverty and because of a lot of things that is happening, everything is mixed and is causing a lot of issues in the polity of Nigeria.
All right, let's dissect these promises one after the other. Enugu State has an unemployment rate of 31.62%. How do you intend to address this if you get elected? Thank you.
We want to tackle the issue of unemployment heads on by bringing what we call an apprenticeship program to the teeming youth and the young ones in terms of where people learn on the job. We're going to do that, by supporting the employers so that they can be able to take employees in terms of the youth, so people learn on the job. Then we'll be able to meet the employers halfway. So with that scheme, things can actually maybe begin to work well. So when people do this apprenticeship, it can be an 18 months apprenticeship, 36 months apprenticeship, which is like 3 years. Then you learn on the job, you'll be getting small money paid, which is also equivalent for you to be able to get along in life. And when you finish learning it, then you can be employed and you can be able to start something for yourself as well. We also want to revamp, invest in agriculture, invest in technology. We want to make sure that the tourism sector really works in Enugu State because we want to create a better environment, bring foreign direct investment so that people can actually come and invest in Enugu so that business can thrive. So we can do those things by also showing the people the way because we're going to be giving transparent leadership to the people of Enugu State because what we currently have now is leaders that are not transparent and they are not in the front. But we want to come in and they give people, show the people hope because people are living in hopelessness. So we show them hope and we show them that we can lead and they can understand it and they will be transparent and they'll be putting everything in a digital form so that they can see what is happening.
All right. You have blamed bad governance and poor economic growth and development as responsible for high rate of poverty in Enugu State. How do you intend to tackle this?
The way to tackle it is to be sincere and honest to myself, to show transparency, and for me to be able to show that I'm a resourceful person. It's not just about the resources, it's about you being resourceful. It's about you being willing to do that. Because when you come into leadership, if you come with open hands, because the major problem is that it's not that the people who are in governance in Enugu State, who are the so-called leaders in Enugu State, it's not per se that they are bad people, but because they have learned the bad way of leadership. They are brought up in a kind of a system that is so corrupt and that is so bad. So they don't know any other way. So they are half-baked leaders. But those of us, we practice leadership, as a strategy and management consultant, I understand what leadership entails. And this is what we want to give Enugu State people by being able to listen to the people, being able to work with people who have the capacity, who has the courage, who has the compassion to be able to look at the people. Because politics is about serving the people, politics is about helping the people, not your individual pockets, not the pockets of your cronies, but the pockets of the individual so that people can get along in life. Because the moment you are in politics and you are not helping the poor, you are causing cannot sleep with their two eyes closed.
You're a management consultant, and like I said earlier, Enugu State has a high rate of poverty. How then do you intend to increase the IGR of your state?
One way of increasing the IGR of the state is like what I said.
Are you there? Can you hear me, Mr. Ray?
In agriculture, the internal generated revenue that goes a long way in helping people generated. Because when people talk about it, it's just big grammar. Sometimes it's yeah. Can you?
Just go ahead.
Yeah. So when we talk about the internally generated revenue, let us break it down for the common man. Because when we use this word, some people doesn't understand. Internally generated revenue is about taxation. That is how government gets money. So sometimes, if you don't really invest in new things, if you don't bring new businesses, then we have to think about maybe taxing the existing businesses more in terms of maybe increasing the rates. But this is not what we want to do because people are already suffering and people are already being taxed a lot. So what we want to do is to make sure that this money that is generated is judiciously used for the people, for the purpose, for what it is meant for. And if it is used and there is accountability, there is transparency, and it is very clear, because we're not coming to governance to come and they loot the public treasury, because this is what has been happening since 1999 from one government to another. Somebody finished as a governorship is paraded by EFCC, and at the end of the day, they might do a plea bargain or something like that. From 1999 till date, the people who are there, they are just maybe basically recycled politicians. They have no good mind, no good intention for the people. And it's not just because maybe they don't do it, because they are brought up in a wrong system. And we want to correct that system to make sure that we'll be able to give people what belongs to them. We are not coming into government. If we win the election, we are not coming with too much overheads. Because we are not the ones, who are being accused of that we spend maybe 20 billion or 10 billion or 6 billion in buying our primaries or something like that. We don't have godfathers or all those cabals, or all those cronies that we have to settle in government. So we're going to be coming on a clean slate to be able to help the people. So what we are doing is to come and serve the people. The people, we are accountable to the people and not cronies, not godfatherism. With that as well, it costs a lot of wastages, it costs a lot of expenses, and we put that money back to the people. We put the money into the healthcare, we put the money into education, we put the money into spreading the wealth by uplifting the minimum wage to 50,000 and they work towards 100,000 within a 4 years period. If the people of Enugu State gives me the mandate to lead Enugu State, because I am qualified, in terms of leading Enugu State to the better land, not what they are currently having now, because they have propped up, they have leaders, that doesn't care, that doesn't have compassion, that doesn't understand what it takes to lead in a 21st century. They are so analog leaders, and we want to make sure we change things to make sure that people can actually live before they die.
Mr. Ray, another very interesting thing about your agenda is that you promised to pay state workers 50,000 naira from the 1st of June 2023 if eventually you get elected. How do you intend to achieve this, considering the poor state of the Nigerian economy?
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, you can call Nigerian economy poor state. Well, what caused the poor state is because people has been siphoning and they stealing Nigerians' money, including the Enugu State money. So now, because we're not going to engage in stealing, we're not going to engage in graft, we're not going to engage in all those things. The money that meant for the people has to be used for the people. Because I don't see a situation whereby if you're a senator, if you're a House of Reps or House of Assembly, you have access to buy big cars or big houses and whatever. Why someone cannot get ordinary 50,000 as a minimum wage in a month? This 50,000, is not more, is less than what people spend in a sitting when they are having lunch, or maybe they're having dinner, or maybe if you go to a nightclub, or maybe if you go for a dinner. But this is 50,000, an ordinary Enugu person, or that needs maybe in a 1 month. 1 month is 30 days. Just think about it. And there are a lot of people, if you consider the overheads, so it's just about, you need to think about the benefit for the people, the good for the people, not just maybe your pocket. We need to spread this wealth. Let us spread this wealth, and make the world a better place, make Enugu State a better place, because it is concentrated in just few people, and it is not their money. It is stolen money, and it's not good. I wonder how those guys, how they sleep at night. It is disheartening and very concerning. I don't know, they don't think about it. But it's not their fault, because they are in a system. They are recycled leaders, and they have learned leadership the bad way. But we are coming.
All right, let's get to some political issue in your state now. The governor of Enugu State is one of the G5 within the PDP. Do you, as a politician, do you see this as an advantage for the AAC to gain some grounds?
In politics, everything can work in your favor. Everything is an advantage. They are G5, they are playing politics. Sometimes they appear confused, sometimes they don't know what they are doing, but they might have a game plan. But as things is evolving, we can be seeing what they're having. Because the main thing is that they are just maybe doing A, B, and C or something like that. They don't really have a purpose. Because those people who are in those G5, they are a bunch of the same recycled politicians, who has been messing this country up. So, but for some reason, you get what I mean, they get disappointed from what happened in the PDP, and now they decided to look for a different way, which is a very good thing for other parties as well, because it's showing Nigerians that those politicians, those recycled and out-of-touch politicians, that the only thing that they want, the only thing that they need is about their pocket, is about their interest, but not the interest of the other people. Because at the end of the day, during the run-up of the presidential PDP presidential election, or even APC, we see a lot of issues. We see a lot of things. It was hiring corrupt system that they used to bring whoever is their presidential thing. But it is the act of God that is making the likes of the group for Wike that is leading now to be exposing them one after the other for the betterment of the poor masses, the people who have no voice, the people who doesn't have anybody to speak for them. So it's actually maybe an act of God that is happening. So it's not Wike that is just maybe doing it. Those people that is also following him, it's not them that is doing it. So something that is saying something that things is about to change, and that tsunami that is coming is going to consume most of those recycled and the out of touch politicians. We need to start moving out so that Nigerian can actually maybe start to live, because there is too much of mess in the system, and the people are angry, people are frustrated, and people are not happy.
Right. On one hand, there is also, the rising popularity of the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Peter Obi, in the Southeast. And we also have, in addition to threats by the PDP and the APC. How is the AAC contending with this?
No, anyone who says the rising popularity of Peter Obi is not causing an issue in Nigerian politics doesn't know what they are saying. Probably maybe the person is not saying the truth. And it's a good thing, because actually his candidacy has come to a kind of dismantle a little bit of this so-called APC and PDP, and people kind of are seeing that there are things that need to do, and that is also helping our own political party, AAC, because now people, can you hear me?
Yes.
People can actually say people can actually say that, okay, it's not just APC, it's not just PDP, there is Labour. Now they know about NMPP, they know about AAC, they know about PRP or whatever, they know about AA, because our party is the African Action Congress. So with that, people are actually seeing you. So when people see you, because before in Enugu State, they will always claim that the Enugu is one party system. It is PDP and nothing else. But now, when they're actually trying to say that, they shape their mouth. Some of them are quite maybe shy in saying it. They don't say it with arrogance, because a lot of people in PDP who are brought up in the wrong way in this corrupt system, in this messed up system, are so arrogant that what they think that no other person matters in the world, and it's not a good thing. But because of maybe the politics, some of them that are in PDP in Enugu are also supporting P2B in the presidential. So they're kind of confused. So it's making people to actually see that there is more to politics than just maybe political parties. So people are talking about individual. In my state, we are gaining momentum in our party, and the people are telling me we're not voting party, we're voting the individual. We're looking at the individual who is credible, who is competent, who has compassion, who has the ability to serve, who is dynamic and who is experienced, and who is not brought up in the wrong system of governance and the wrong system. So that is what is helping us, and we are moving. We are just maybe scratching the surface at the moment. When we move with motion, and when we move, you're gonna know that we're actually doing it. We have done the groundworks and everything. We're gonna start unleashing in a few weeks' time.
I would also like you to tell us more about the alliance between your party, the AAC, and PRP regarding adopting your presidential candidate, Omoyele Sowore. Can you hear me, Mr. Ray? I'd like you to tell us the alliance between your party, AAC, and PRP, and that's regarding adopting the presidential candidate, Omoyele Sowore.
I think there is an alliance of who are the, let's make things clear. There is PRP, who are the original owners of PRP. That are the people that did the alliance with our party, and because they don't have a presidential candidate in their own camp, in their own faction, because they have a different PRP, which Kola Abiola is their presidential candidate. But this original PRP, who are the owners of PRP, look at what is going on, and they see that the AAC has the same ideology, has the same things that matches, that relates to what they are saying in their own party, and decided to have an alliance in terms of supporting our presidential candidate, because they don't have any presidential candidate in their own party. So they have their factional PRP, and I think they are grassroots politicians as well. They are everywhere in the whole countries, and it's going to help AAC as well in terms of cementing and in terms of maybe growing our support base. So that is what is happening today. They had they did something in Kanu. I'm sure maybe you followed it. Our presidential candidate was in Kanu today. He's still in Kanu anyway, because I believe so. So it's quite something that is a very good thing, because in politics is about numbers, is about collaboration, not so much of competition. You can do alliance with whoever you can, if you think maybe, because it should be to serve the people. If you think that what you are doing is going to be to the benefit in terms of maybe serving the people, then you look at it. If it falls into your ideology, then it is a very good thing to do, because it is better to come together to defeat those cabals and those cronies and those people who are embezzling and siphoning Nigerian money, and give it back to the people who it actually belongs to.
Hey, but PRP has a presidential candidate, Kola Abiola. How do you reconcile that?
Yeah, I just explained to you that the section of the people that the PRP has a faction. So the people that we have done alliance with, African Action Congress, is a PRP vanguard, not the one that Kola Abiola belongs to.
All right.
So they are a bit different. They are PRP and they are original owners of the PRP, but some people came into PRP and they did things differently, and they kind of hijacked PRP, but the other people said, no, we are not giving in. And they ended up saying, no, we're not going to support Kola Abiola because he's not our man. He doesn't belong to us. He doesn't have the same ideology with us. Then we're going to look for another party that has the same ideology that can be able to salvage Nigeria from this menace, from what is going on. That is why they look at it. And they also look at our presidential candidate, who is Omoyoro Sowore, and they believe that he's somebody that they can adopt and they can work with because he is a fighter. He is a human rights activist. He is an activist, a dogged man, an indefatigable man. And he is doing his own thing the way he is doing it. Those of us are political strategists. He is a political activist. So we do things differently as well.
All right,
so we belong to the same Congress.
All right, finally, before we go, let's talk about INEC's preparation for the election. How will you rate it in a few seconds, Mr. Ray?
I think I will rate INEC preparation average. They are doing what they can, but a lot of things are missing. But it's good that they have been able to extend the collection of voters' card, but it's still quite poor because a lot of people might have forgotten that they have registered. But we're trying to galvanize and trying to publicize so that people can go and collect their voters' card. But the INEC is making a mistake which they need to correct. And if our party and if we win the election in this 2023, we must correct it. People shouldn't have a reason. There shouldn't be any reason why you will register to vote for an election, and it will take like maybe 6 months or 1 year or 8 months for you to come back to come and correct voters' card. It should be issued there and there, whether it is in laminated, whether it is in that thing they are doing. I don't see any reason because they are taking people's fingerprints.
All right, Mr.
They are
Ray.
taking people's facial design. They said they're going to do.
Thank you. Sadly, we're out of time. Thank you very much for coming on Politics Tonight. I've been speaking with the governorship candidate of the African Action Alliance, Mr. Ray Kene-Ogbodo, who was speaking about politics in Enugu State and his governorship ambition. Thank you very much for coming on Politics Tonight. Sorry, we're out of time.
Congress, not alliance.
Oh.